All right. What's up, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. We're going to look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, okay? BTC on the weekly. We're going to break down why it fell 50%, all of the signals, okay, to the upside and the downside that you all can use. So it's going to be a very informative video, and you're going to learn a lot, and it's really going to help you position yourself over the next 6 months if you make it all the way through to the end of the video, okay? We're going to cover chart patterns. We're going to start looking at the most recent chart pattern, and then I'm going to break down the entire chart with just a few patterns on the chart and also the MACD. Okay, there's multiple buy and sell signals that you could use on the MACD, as well as the relative strength index. We're going to look and spot out a couple divergences. This is where the price action of the token, let's say, is going up, but your relative strength index is going down. That would be a divergence. Or the price of the token is going down, but the relative strength index is going up. That's what's known as a divergence. And it's one of the three things that you can use as a signal in this video that you'll learn about to help make you a better informed decision on whether you should be buying or selling in the current market landscape. Okay. Now, I really want to highlight this 17,900 support level here. All right. We just bounced there here recently, and that's a very, very key support level, right? We have the inverse cup and handle pattern right here. If we break below this, Bitcoin is possibly going to be heading back down to 10,000 almost. All right. Close to the 10,000 level if we get that pattern to play out. But we have to break 17,913 first. That's really going to be the critical level. Now, why is that critical? Okay, is because if we look here, we're using the Fibonacci formula. All right, so this is a formula that exists all throughout nature, the stock market, and the cryptocurrency markets. It's this tool right over here. And what we've done is we've taken our swing lows to the swing highs. All right, so meaning we've taken our COVID lows, all right? That was our, most recent market bottom, okay, was over here on these COVID lows, all right? And then we took the market high. So we take our swing low to our swing high, and it's going to give you the Fibonacci retracement levels, okay? Now notice how we've blown through all of them, okay? We blew past the 50%, the 618, and we're now approaching the 786. If we break through this level, you can expect to see more pain. All right. Reason being is we'll look at the last time Bitcoin did this. All right. So we'll go here previously into the past. All right. And we'll take a look at what Bitcoin did. So what we did here is we took the swing low. All right. So the low is not right here. This low. All right. We took this low over here and we connected it to the swing high right here. So this is our fib levels. And notice we blew through the 50%, the 618, and then once we broke through the 786, that's when we got our bottom. Okay, so that's why there's potentially a bottom coming here on Bitcoin, but it may be around the 10,000 level. It may be lower than you expect. All right. So what it did was it broke through that level all the way almost to the one. Okay, the one is the bottom, is right where this pattern started, where we took our swing low. So it blew through the 786, but then within a week or two, it ended up holding that level as support and climbing back higher, ultimately to recover. So just bearing that in mind, we can look at the chart and we see we have a bearish chart pattern forming with this inverse head and shoulders, or I'm sorry, not head and shoulders, but this inverse cup and handle. All right. And then we see that if we break 17.9, Bitcoin could come all the way down to roughly the 10K level. All right. So if you don't believe in the charting, we'll just go ahead and show some of the most recent price action here on the weekly chart. We'll start off with a pattern known as a bear flag. All right. So the bear flag looks like this. All right, you have your sharp downwards movement, and then you have a channel, okay, a buying channel here. That's going to be the flag itself. So here's your pole, here's your flag, and you can see that clearly as soon as we broke the bottom of that channel, we got the move down. Now what's really interesting about this is you can go ahead and just duplicate this drawing. All right, and we'll hit clone right here, and you take this and put it at the top of your flag right here. All right, and you can see that this is going to give you the projected move. Now, these always don't hit perfectly. Sometimes they go lower, sometimes it doesn't go as low and it goes a little bit higher, but that's the general rule of thumb that people are going to be looking for, right? Now, we do form basically another bear flag here, but I really want to highlight this pattern known as a rising wedge, right? So this wedge is a bearish pattern. And it's a little bit more bearish than just a channel right here. So when you see these wedges play out, you're going to get the move break below the support line, and then you'll see a sharp move to the downside. All right. And again, I said this kind of is a little bit of a bear flag as well. So you can come here, clone this drawing, and we'll go ahead and take a look. And, from those highs down to the bottoms, we did hit it, did hit those levels. And it's just going to give you guys some valid price targets to start preparing for, right? And notice right along where that is finding support, right around that level. Sorry, it's going to be right around here, your 618. That's where we consolidated for a little bit. All right, we consolidated a little bit, and then boom, we got a sharp drop to the downside. And look at exactly where we found support, our 786 level on the fibs, which is right there at 17.9. So if we break that level, we have the chance of repeating itself like it's done previously in history. Okay, now patterns don't have to repeat themselves, but they have a tendency to repeat themselves. And if they do, we'd move downwards before possibly we may hit the 4,011 level. Okay, roughly around 4,000. But the past has shown us that we had the sharp move to the downside, and then we were able to actually recover and make the 786 retracement a new support level and head higher. All right. The next pattern that I want to show you guys is going to be a head and shoulders. Right. So we have a left shoulder right here. Okay. We have a head right here, and we have a right shoulder right here. So not only did you get a bear flag, but you also got a nice head and shoulder pattern, kind of giving you like a double confirmation or a double signal to go ahead and sell and exit once we break through these levels. We can go ahead and take a look at our RSI now too, the relative strength index, as I was mentioning, and we'll see, we're going to go over the first divergence that we're going to look at. So notice how we have a low here, and we head higher in the chart and create a higher low. So we're making higher lows on the actual price of the token, but look what's happening here. We have a low and a lower low. So once you start to see a divergence, this is an indicator that we may see some, bearish activity in the future as we have a bearish divergence where we're going up on the chart, but down on the relative strength index. And sure enough, we do get a very massive drop. All right. The next pattern we can look at is a very easy one. This is a triangle pattern and offered, some really good signals for a buy entry, right? We have the move here was very nice, over 100%. And if you bought on the actual breakout, okay, once we broke that trend line, that move again was still very nice, over 95% on that move right there. We'll take a look at the MACD, all right, and that's going to be right over here. And this gives you a sell signal, right? And so your sell signal is going to be when the blue line, all right, this blue line right here crosses below the orange line. All right, so we have the blue line right here. We get the cross below, right? And that's a nice sell signal. And we'll go ahead and look on the chart here, right? And we can see we got the sell signal here, and we dropped over 50%. So, you combine a sell signal here, you say, all right, I'm going to take some profits. Not only do we get a sell signal on the MACD, but we get a sell signal here on the relative strength index with the bearish divergence. All right, we'll highlight that real quick. We have a high, lower high, lower high. And look at what we're doing. We're making a high, higher high, higher high, higher high. So while the price action has gone up, right, and made nothing but higher highs, the relative strength has went lower and made lower highs. So we have, bearish divergence on our chart here, and then we get the MACD sell signal. You start to combine these things and you start to realize, okay, well, maybe this isn't the best time for me to be buying. I'm seeing multiple sell signals. Okay. We'll go over here and we'll take a look at the MACD some more. Just in the past of Bitcoin, it's been very nice signal, especially on the weekly chart. Okay, so we went over these levels here. We'll take this off the chart now because you guys know what those were, and we'll just look at the MACD for our signals. So right here, once we got our sell signal, okay, that was a very sharp drop, and we fell about 59% from that sell signal. Now it works on the opposite side as a buy signal as well right here. So we got a buy signal here, and we had a nice move about 50% to the upside, roughly 45. All right. Right there, we got a buy signal, but we also had a buy signal on the chart. We went over the rising wedge or the falling wedge, but when you have a descending wedge, this is actually a bullish pattern suggesting a breakout to the upside. Now that rally was not sustained. That's when we ended up getting our COVID crash and our COVID lows at these levels. But we can go ahead and look in the past again that this was another, basically a valid pattern, right? We're coming through here and eventually we get the nice breakout to the upside and we repeat that pattern and have a nice breakout to the upside again as well. All right. We take a look at our MACD. We got a nice little sell signal here. All right. And we'll go ahead and measure that move from this moment on the chart. And we ended up dropping over 60%. Right. We come over here and we look and we see a buy signal, right? So the buy signal is when you are getting it crossing above. We have our blue line below here, then we get a nice cross above. And what we're seeing is a combination of buy signals with, also the bullish chart pattern. And, once you start to combine these things where you're getting two signals, right? That's what I always look for a trade is I want to see if I want to look at 3 to 5 things, all right, to determine whether or not I'm going to buy or sell. And once I start to see 2 or 3 or more things start to align, then I'm going to have more confidence in the play. Especially using MACD and the RSI and then chart patterns, right? Because other people are going to start and see the same things. Now, maybe not everybody is looking at the RSI or the MACD. Maybe they're only looking at chart patterns. Well, maybe there's people who don't really trade off of chart patterns, but they really just trade off MACD buy and sell signals. And then you have people that are only looking for divergences and looking at the relative strength index and trying to see if there's any buy and sell signals there. So once you start to combine all of these things together, you use the Fibonacci formula as well. It's really going to help you personally, on your own without having to rely on a YouTuber or, reading some article and then just letting the article change your bias. This is really what's going to help you give you that edge in the market and really elevate your game as a trader and hopefully as an investor as well. So made it to the end of the video, make sure to subscribe. Okay, smash the like button. And don't forget, I do those viewer requests every week. So if you have an altcoin you want me to chart up for you, I'd be happy to do that.